Hi, I'm Mark Cleghorn and welcome to the Lastolite School of Photography. Today we're down on the beach, middle of the day, so we're going to actually fight against the elements, but we're here to actually show you the skylight panel. These are a reflector or a diffuser with an aluminium frame, and they're ideal for a windy kind of condition because they are on a rigid frame. They're more of a commercial style of usage, but even in my portraiture I have to use them from time to time, especially when I'm in sunny climates. It's ideal, obviously, because we need a large diffusion panel to knock it off the subject themselves, kind of thing with it. So as you can see, we've already put up one of the panels up on the high stands, and that's how good they are even on a windy condition like we're in today. We need to actually just put up one of the other panels, which is going to act as a reflector now, to add on to our subject to get on with the shoot. So to begin with, let's put it together and actually see how it works. The kits are available in 3 sizes, and they're also available with different kind of kits. So you can either have a diffuser or different reflective surfaces as far as your kind of kit's concerned. You just choose the ones that you want. So to begin with, let's put up the frame. It's pretty simple to do. Let's not get this confused with a reflector kind of style with the Lastolite range, which are the quick kind of pop-ups. These are rigid, so they take a little bit more putting together, but once they're there, they are very effective in their job. So that's our basic frame. Once we've got that together, we just need to apply our surface, our cover that we want to actually use as either a diffuser or a reflector. We're using the Sunfire today just to give a little bit of warmth to the image, even though we're here on a real sunny day, just bringing it alive a little bit more in colour. They work on a simple Velcro system. Once you've done the first top edge, it starts to really pull itself together, and it's just physically attaching it together. I've just brought Paul in now to give us a hand, because it's much quicker with the two of us, especially when the wind is as quite breezy as it is today. As I mentioned before, this is perfect for these kind of conditions, because there's no way that we'd have this control with any other type of reflector without Paul having windsurfing lessons, of course. You've got to get them pretty taut, because that's going to really add to the reflectancy of the material anyway. And just a little kind of a tug down as we're putting on that last part really brings the rigidness of the reflector together. So with our panel done, we're ready to use it. There's accessories as well. We use the crossbar on the back, which we'll just attach now, and that allows us to actually hold it, especially the large ones, to be able to actually control it more accurately when we're trying to bounce the sunlight, or any light in fact, in towards our subject position with it. So what are we doing? Well, the reason for these to begin with is to diffuse the very strong sunlight coming from above. Otherwise you get very dark shadows underneath, so we're going to take away that harshness as much as anything else. The great thing about this is I'm going to show you how I work in real time, is that if I want to shoot again with just that diffusion from above, and then Paul going to kick in with the reflector, we can shoot like here, but then I can also turn the model around and shoot from the other direction back to my other scene to get a different style of photograph. I'm using the 3 panels. Why am I using the 3 panels? The 3 panels, the first one is that diffusion screen I was on about to you. That's the biggest one, yeah? Then I'm using the reflector panel, which is Paul. That's our main light, and that's what I'm going to measure my exposure from. The other small panel I've got on the floor here is going to rest against my body to bounce some of the light back into Rachel's face, who's the model today, to act as like the fill. Now, I've got the silver on one side, the white on the other, and depends on the kind of strength of the sunlight on the day, depends on which one I want to use. So the first thing I need to do, of course, is determine my exposure so I can shoot the photograph. So the first thing, if I measure without the reflector in place, I'm getting an exposure of 500 to 8.5. But actually, if you add that on for me, Paul, please. It's wicked. What have we got? We've got a thousandth at 4. Okay, a big difference in the stoppage there. But Paul, can you just put that on again to show the warmth of that light? And the reason we're using the Sunfire today is to add that beautiful golden glow to the image, just to add to the warmth to it as well. The benefit in that, if I want to colour correct that in post-production, it'll also make the background go a little bit bluer as well. So I can cheat in two ways. Either have a warm skin and the neutral background, or if I colour correct this with a grey card in post-production, then of course the benefit I've got is a warmer background as well. So let's shoot it. The first thing, as I was saying to you before, is I'm using this as well to add in that little bit of light. If the silver's a bit too much, all I need to do is just turn that around to the white to add into that kind of fill. Okay, Paul, let's shoot it. Straight at me, darling. One test a minute. Spin it. Always like to do a test shot first to make sure I've got the exposure correct, ISO right, and so on kind of with it. So a kind of range here, that's gorgeous. Little turn with the body, please, Rachel. Excellent. Lower the chin, darling. It's beautiful. And again for me. Looking off towards Paul again. It's beautiful. And turn the body away from me more, please. And looking back to Paul again. That's gorgeous there. Excellent. It's gorgeous there. Happier. Excellent. And again, keep it. Keep it on a Paul, please. It's beautiful just there. Okay, you know, let's demonstrate why we're doing that for a minute. Rach, if you go beyond the diffuser for a minute, go into that sunlight. Go back, 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 back. There you go. Can you pop that in now, Paul, for me? Go closer again to match it so we don't fake it. Come in a little bit more. That's brilliant. Rach, go back a little bit more, in fact. Okay, that's great. And again, Paul. Let's do it again. Same shot again. Keep it. And you can see that now we've just burnt out the hat fully, so it's gone. Imagine her in a white dress, we got a problem. Another thing, even though we're using the diffuser as it is now, we could use this to shade the lens. So another thing that it's great for in sunny climates is not just to diffuse it onto the subject, but also to remove the light coming back to the camera position to stop any softness onto the camera lens itself. So we're avoiding flare and everything else. So let's use another use for this diffusion panel. Firstly, I'm just putting down my panel for a minute. And now you can see, if you excuse all our rubbish behind and things, actually we've taken over the beach today, I think. But just actually now we've got that fantastic diffused light onto the model's face. And we've got a, what is that, 500 at 4. And we've got a fantastic diffused light source to be able to record all the information in the portrait. Again, Rach, it's gorgeous there. Keep it. And again for me. Brilliant. Paul, let's kick in a bit of light for me now. Just going to actually re-meter again. I need to stay away from the direction of the panel, otherwise I'm going to get in the way of the light. Meter that one once more. That's 1,000th at 4 now. Just popping that up again. Let's have a little look. I'll go low to hide all our rubbish. Excellent. Looking off towards Paul again. It's lovely. And to me with those eyes, darling. Fantastic. Now you're thinking, well, that's okay and everything else. Watch this. Rach, if you come forward for me, darling. Right into the sunlight. Come, 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 come. Now we measure. We got up to 4,000th at 2.8 now. Let's boil back down. Let's change my exposure on there. 4,000th at 2.8. Lower the chin, darling. Again. Now we have detail here, nothing here. That's the key point now why we're looking at exposure. We can fight the light, add in some reflection, Paul, for me a minute. We can try and balance out that sunlight, but there's no way we can compete with that big orange thing up there. Let's go and see how we can use the same product in a different kind of photograph in a different location. So as you can see, we've removed the handle now, and now we don't have that kind of stripe that could have actually caused some effect, but it's not really worth worrying about. But when Paul uses this to diffuse, and obviously what we're trying to do is take this harsh sunlight from the model. I don't mind a little bit, I don't mind even a bit of backlighting if we wanted to use another reflector, but here we're just going to use a quick simple way on a beach which is pebbled and on an angle as well to be able to actually get the similar effect as we did on the sandy beach as well. But it would be almost impossible, not impossible, but almost impossible to do that on double stands here, to do the same job. So this is where it's about hand holding the skylight rather than actually putting it on the stand. We're using the Sunfire on a 1x1 panel light. This is actually on a stand because it's lower down, and this panel light allows me to just work with one assistant now, locking that off so the wind's not going to take it much, and then we're ready to shoot. Straight at me, please, Rachel. That's Lewis there. Keep it for a minute. Let me just check you look good. It's beautiful. Just there for me again. Happier. Can you bring the two hands towards each other? Turn the head this way a little bit more. It's good. If you stay there, darling. Straight at me again. It's gorgeous there. And just looking away towards that side, right away. It's beautiful. Just there for me. Happier. It's beautiful. Away, Paul, a touch. That's it. Lower the chin, darling. Happier. Excellent. It's gorgeous. Turn the body around towards here more. Slow it's there. And again, turn the head back to me. Again, lower the chin, darling. Happier. Happier. Lower that chin more. It's gorgeous there. And again, excellent. Fantastic. You can really actually use this stand to quite good usage, even for whether we're sat down, stood up. It's really down to the kind of style that you're going for. Main thing is to weight those down though, because we're on the coast and we're always going to have a lot of wind on the coast no matter what. And these are basically a windsurfing machine. So you've got to make sure that a camera bag isn't really good enough, to be honest. So make sure you've got some sandbags around to really weight this down. Otherwise you're going to be chasing it up the beach or getting sued by your model, of course. Okay guys, let's do it again. It's gorgeous. Happier. It's beautiful. It's there. Keep it. Lower the chin. And we're done.